What's good, beautiful people? The wood is back. Three of us out of four, I guess. Where there's two or three gathered. We can. You know the rest. Hope everybody's enjoying their day, man. If you're new to the channel on YouTube, or if you're following us on iTunes, man, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Wood Unsafe Space. Look us up on iTunes. This is episode 7. And we got Brent, Nick, and myself, MJ, in here. We're going to go ahead and get into it. Super Bowl. How did you feel about this Super Bowl, man? A lot of people were downplaying the Super Bowl. Like it was boring.
It was the most boring Super Bowl I've watched in the last probably ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Like all of eternity.
I actually enjoyed it, man. Because I enjoy football, I was amazed that the Patriots defense did that to the number one. To me, it was number one offense. Like, they were averaging 33 points a game, and you held them to 3. Like, they didn't even get in the red zone.
So does that not make you think that Belichick probably cheated real hard?
He had all the tapes. He had all the practice tapes, films, everything. They paid off a couple of their players something.
Yeah, like the players, like they hotel rooms bugged probably. Like, come on, man.
Hey, man, I heard the Rams was partying all that week.
Come on.
Belichick paid for all them parties. He sponsored every last one of them.
And so, where did this come from? Where the coach can't talk to the player after the last 15 seconds of the clock?
It's been like that. It's been like that.
That must be some Belichick, bro.
No, ain't no Belichick.
I ain't never heard of that one.
It's always been like that. The earpiece in both sides, defense and offensive.
So this has just come to anyone's attention until now.
It's been like that. It's been a known thing. Like, I've known that for a long time.
I don't know about a known thing. Like, I ain't never heard of it.
Nah.
I've known it.
It's one of them unknown things.
Maybe for you it's an unknown, but that was a known thing to me. I knew that. Like, I've heard that plenty of times during the regular season, where the coach can only communicate for a certain period of time, and then during the play clock it cuts communication.
If you've heard it plenty of times, you watched every Cowboy game this year, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard them mention that ever?
Well, I'm talking about in years past, when they first started putting the mics in the quarterback's ear like that.
The last 15 seconds, it just cut off?
Yeah, they cut the communication between the quarterback and whoever's calling the plays, whether it's the coach or the coordinator.
For what?
I don't know. It's been like that. It's like that on defense, because the mic defensive players the same way. They cut the communication off on that side.
I'm gonna need somebody to tell me the purpose to this.
I guess
that sounds like some Belichick wizardry.
The basis to me is pretty obvious. Like, the coach has a better view than maybe the quarterback, especially guys up in the booth that communicate quarterback. Oh, this guy's open. You can't do that with 5 seconds left in the play clock.
The whole game you can do it, but at the end of the game, like, oh wait, no.
No, the play clock, 15 seconds. The play clock.
Oh, okay.
What I'm saying, that's part of being a coach. Like, if you say, hey, you got that left side open over there, like, if you got a better coach, you just got a better coach.
Well, you can say, that was the thing with that game. They were saying that basically McVay was telling Goff where to go with the ball before he got to the line, like, because they were saying that Goff was basically picking who he was going to go to before he snapped the ball.
Fed, basically.
Yeah.
That sounds like
because he was missing a lot of open players, but he had already predetermined where he was going to go with it.
Yeah, so that means Belichick was picking up on what McVay was telling him, and then he just told defensive players, "Hey, go ahead and slide over there." I just don't trust Belichick, man. Like, don't get me wrong, he's the greatest coach of all time, but that dude's a known cheater.
Hey, man, he's a known cheater.
Yeah, at this point, it is a known. Like, there's no denying it. There's been too many cases.
What was?
I ain't heard none of these cases on any of these other coaches.
Yeah,
And then other coaches be like snitching on him. After the coaches leave his team and go coach at another team, they'll go and snitch on him. Like,
Oh
that's how
man.
you know. You don't hear that nowhere else but Belichick.
Oh man. Nah, man. I don't know, man. It's that it was a low scoring game. I granted it's not to to me the casual fan wouldn't doesn't like that Super Bowl, but I was
No.
a fan of football, man. Like that was the defensive. It was a good defensive game. Even the Rams, this was more of a battle between Wade Phillips and Bill Belichick. Wade Phillips did a good job.
Yeah, he
He
did.
didn't. He didn't let Tom Brady throw a touchdown. So I mean, I got to
Right.
take my hat off to Wade Phillips for that one.
All right.
Tom Brady
'Cause
probably
you
had
got,
one of his worst games. That's why
but
Yeah.
he.
they
That's why he wasn't MVP.
but they always have a better coaching scheme. It don't matter.
They just broke. It was just one or two plays.
I
Like,
mean,
you
none of
can't
us.
go from scoring 28 points a game in the playoffs
Nah.
and three. Like he took away everything.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't do nothing.
Like, you don't got
So,
nothing.
something ain't right about that, man. But I mean, there's no way for me to be a fan of that game. I mean, I like football. It's all right. I'm a basketball fan all day. I'm a basketball junkie, but football, if it ain't the Cowboys, eh, I'll sit and watch for a little bit. So if it ain't entertaining, like the Super Bowl, yeah, that ain't gonna do nothing for me.
So
Right.
if the Patriots lost, would you been a fan of that game?
More,
No.
yes.
He said
Yeah, I
more.
mean, I'd have been happier, but I mean, I'd have been like, yeah, that was a boring game. Halftime show was
Right.
horrible. Game was horrible. Just not good all the way around. And I'm disappointed in Big Boy.
I really wasn't paying attention to the halftime show because last year time it was a sneak a sneaker release that was surprise dropped and I missed out on it. So I was focused on that the whole time and halftime because I didn't
Boring
want it to
game
happen
was.
again. Huh?
No, that's how boring the game was. That you were looking for sneakers.
Nah, I mean it got me last year. It wasn't gonna get me this year. So I was gonna be prepared this year. I got last year. So, but
So
it never
last year they
happened.
released some shoes at halftime of the Super Bowl and you missed them.
Yeah, because Travis Scott and actually Adam Levine of Maroon Five had on like some special edition Jordans. That was Travis Scott's Jordans, but
Hmm.
everybody in the sneaker community thinking it was gonna drop for the Super Bowl. Never dropped. Boy, I was refreshing my screen.
So it was all around terrible Super Bowl then.
Yeah, I was disappointed in that portion of
So the
What was the
portion that had
good
nothing to
portion?
do with the Super Bowl.
it. I was disappointed because he had on some shoes I wanted, and they wouldn't drop them. Man, come on, man.
So where do they be selling these like specialized shoes at, man? They just be at your regular champ store.
Nah, nah, you ain't gonna get those at Champs or nothing like that. Like uh, exclusive stuff, you might see them on the Nike sneakers app, or like really, if you really want the shoe bad enough, check StockX or the Goat app, and you can type in the shoe that you're trying to get. Like, say for instance, Travis Scott's, I can type those into those websites. Somebody's probably selling them on there for ridiculous prices, but I'm not
That's a
paying that.
that's a good thing.
For them, if somebody buys it, but it ain't gonna be for me. Like, I'm trying to get it for retail. I'll get the shoes for retail, but the resale, you crazy. I ain't spending that.
You trying to be the reseller?
Yeah, I'll be the reseller unless it's a shoe I really want. I'm gonna keep it, but yeah, I'll turn around and flip that money. I don't have no problem with that.
So all them shoes back there, when you get tired of them, and you just know you ain't gonna wear them no more. You just gonna flip them, or you just gonna just put them
Nah,
in a
all these
box.
shoes I wear. All these shoes, all the shoes I have, I wear.
All of them shoes back there.
Yeah, I wear them. But these are my wife's shoes on this side. This is all my wife's stuff.
Man,
Like
them look like some grown men sizes, two
over
thirds of the
here,
way on the right.
these are mine.
Well,
Yeah, those are
that's you
mine.
can wear them like 1 week out the year, and then they done.
Nah. They ain't never done, man. They stay clean. You just break them out, man.
How many shoes do you have?
Uh, the last time I counted, I was around 70 something, but I'm pretty sure I'm at 100 now. I'm pretty sure I'm at 100.
So
The
3 days they get one 3 days out the year.
this just depends on the occasion, man.
Some get skipped.
Some gets. It depends on the occasion. It depends on what I'm trying to accomplish for that day. Of like, it depends on what I'm doing. If it's some kind of event or something, man, I ain't gonna lie. I want somebody to look. Yeah, I'll wear something that's gonna make you turn your head. That's what I want to wear. Be
Do
like, what
you
other?
own dress shoes?
I have one pair of dress shoes,
Okay.
and I don't even know the brand. I don't. I think I've worn them once. I really haven't had to wear any dress shoes anywhere. I actually had on a pair of tennis shoes for my grandmother's funeral.
That's where I was
Uh,
gonna go with that, but you
yeah,
beat me
I
to
actually
it.
wore a pair of shoes, but they were special shoes. They were, wings on them and stuff like that. So they were special shoes. It was for that occasion. That's the first time I wore those shoes, and the only time I wore those shoes was for that. So those are definitely not going anywhere.
I was about to say, do you ever see yourself wearing them again?
Mm, maybe if I, whenever I go to a gravesite, that's probably when I wear them again. I probably won't wear them
Good
anywhere
answer.
else. Yeah,
Good
I won't.
answer.
I won't wear those shoes anywhere else. I got other shoes that I'm waiting for special occasions for to wear them. I'm waiting for certain
Other
stuff.
funerals?
No, not the funerals.
Like you dedicated some shoes or something?
No, not other funerals, but just other events that I plan on happening in my life. I plan on wearing those.
Like you got your like firstborn child shoes
Yep,
picked out?
got them picked out.
Why you playing? They probably not playing though.
I'm
I don't think it's
serious.
playing at
I'm
all.
serious. When all this stuff happens, man, I got shoes for those occasions, man.
Wow.
You got that debt-free pair of shoes, man. You going
So like the day you hit debt free, you gonna drop them boys out.
Yep. Yep,
Them
yep.
like his most expensive pair of shoes he got too. Or like my three
Got a
G
special
boys right
pair for
here.
him,
Drop
man.
them on.
Gotta have a special pair, man. Certain occasions.
This might put me back in debt shoes.
No. Work too hard to try to get out of debt to go back in it, man. Can't do
I'm gonna
that.
buy these boys on a credit card.
Right.
Oh man. Somebody asked me a question that wanted me to ask y'all. I forgot what it was. Uh, dang, what was it? How?
Terrible host.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if you want to. Man, Marcus is not here. We can't have this discussion. But y'all had a lot of messages last week, last weekend, and Nick and Marcus was actually spearheading this. I don't know if this was just lost in translation, but we had
I
a.
think so.
I guess we can get into it. It's just kind of a serious topic, but I don't want people to be steered the wrong way by it. Like these are discussions that we actually have, but I think Marcus sent us a video of uh, of this was he a preacher or was he an actual pastor or something like that? Maybe you
Um,
can explain it better than
I
me.
don't I don't know what he was. I think he was like a preacher or one of the leaders at his church. I don't know. And I guess the host of the show seemed like he was more of a left leaning type of dude. And he asked him point blank, pretty much, is homosexuality a sin, or is it going to send you to hell for being homosexual? And the guy, he said it's a sin, but he beat around the bush as far as if you were going to go to hell or not, which none of us know,
Yeah,
or none of us have a heaven or hell to send anybody to. So I mean, from that aspect, you can say that. But at the same time, we do know that sin, the wages of sin is death,
yeah,
which is hell. So we were kind of talking about how he was kind of beating around the question. He wouldn't directly answer it.
yeah. But
And so
I guess that came to the point where you and Marcus started talking about being straightforward versus how you actually deliver the message. Like you can still say what is what you deem as truth or what is truth, but how you deliver it uh, has an effect, whether it's negative or positive. But I think you guys kind of went back and forth on what that was, and eventually Marcus gave up because Nick is not backing down.
Nah,
Uh,
Fire
well
and
now,
brimstone. The
now,
yeah,
fire and brimstone
yeah.
kept coming
Nick,
out.
Nick is the I call Nick the fire and brimstone of the podcast, man. It's like,
wow, man. Look, this is the thing.
Yes, yes. Like
This is the
Marcus
thing.
was trying
No,
his hardest to relay the message the way it
because
should have been
Mark,
relayed.
no, because
you
this is
want
what I
you're
said.
the straight facts engineer dude. Like that's what you relate to. And like a lot of people don't relate to that. Like that's what he was trying to say. Is like you got to be able to reach the people. Just
There you
shooting
go.
straight facts and scripture at everybody, like they can't take that in. They might not be able to absorb it that way because that ain't what they grew up in. You grew up in the church, like you know what's right and wrong. If somebody bring up straight facts, straight scripture to you, you got it. You're like, all right, fine, that's what it is. I got it. To somebody who wasn't raised that way, they hearing this for the first time. They looking at you like I don't know what you're talking about. All I hear is you telling me I'm gonna go to hell. Like I'm a bad person.
you
Like
can't do that, man. You can't talk to people, man. And that's why I came up with the analogy of you don't if you're trying to relate the same message to your kids as you would do your wife, you don't deliver it the same way because your kids need to be able to you need to deliver it in a way that your kids can comprehend it. That's all I think that Marcus was trying to get across is like how you deliver it. It could be the same message, but how you deliver it to somebody because like Brent said, we all well, I grew up in church. Nick and Marcus grew up in church. I'm not sure about Brent. Did you grow up in church too?
yes,
Yeah,
very much
have
so.
a little bit of a different, upbringing. So we understand you giving a straight scripture or something like that, but somebody that may not have grown up in church and stuff, you just can't come up to them talking about you going to hell. It's like, dude, got to be an easier way. It
Like, you
got
done
to be a
already
better
lost
way.
them. As soon as you coming at them like that, they you done lost them. They ain't gonna be sitting there listening.
But that's the thing. Marcus said that when he gave that example of basically the first encounter that he knew of with somebody, and they said that everything you knew about the Bible was wrong or stupid. Yeah, that's probably not the best way to do that. I
How did that work? How
I
did that work out?
I said that. I told him, yeah, that wasn't the best way to do that. And you start. I agreed with him, and I said that yeah, you start off with how do you be saved first. You all that other stuff about this is a sin, that is a sin, blah blah blah. That's not how you start off. It's irrelevant if you don't know how to be saved first.
Right.
Now, when y'all start going to the analogy of kids, I still tell my kids stuff that might make them cry. I'd stop them and tell them what's right and wrong, and yeah, they're gonna cry. It'll hurt them, but I know what's best for them in the long run. That's what I meant by that. But I'm not. What I was saying is that when you're teaching somebody and you give them that growth, eventually everybody, because we're human beings, you're going to run across a scripture that is contrary to what you're doing or contrary to your life because you human and you're going to sin. So the only way not to completely not offend anybody is if you had to negate that part of the scripture from that person during your teaching, and you can't do that. That's what I
I
was
agree with
saying.
you.
So if you continue to teach them, everybody has their own sanctification process. And if you continue to teach them and you get to that point where, say you did practice homosexuality, eventually you're going to get to a verse. I don't care how long you teach them, you're going to get to a verse where it says homosexuality, effeminate cannot inherit the kingdom of heaven. It's in the Bible. I didn't write the Bible. You didn't write the Bible. That's just what it says. Eventually, you're gonna get to that verse if you keep teaching it to them. Are they gonna get offended? Maybe, but I'm not gonna negate that from the Bible and from my teaching just because you don't agree with it or it may offend you because that's just part of it. That's
I
what I
guess.
was saying.
Well, I guess the thing is was the approach. I guess that's where we were at, but you're already deep into the teaching to them portion of it.
Yeah,
I think Marcus was still at the approach. Like you don't approach somebody with that. Like you gradually get to that point, and I
But
understand now. I
that's what
understand
I
that's a better understanding of it because I'm under the impression that we're talking about approaching somebody.
I said that
Right.
multiple times, and y'all kept arguing with me.
I ain't hear that.
No,
I ain't
no,
see that nowhere in the
that's
chat.
what we're coming across.
No, I literally said, come to them in love, teach them with the scripture, and then if that scripture does offend them eventually, then so be it.
Hey, I didn't see
And
that
Marcus was
eventually
like,
in there.
no,
It
no,
was that so
not
be
a
it
will.
part that he wasn't feeling. It
I didn't
was
see
like that so
eventually in
be
there.
it. Yeah.
I didn't see that, man. That is a key word that you missed in there. I did not see
I
that.
mean, hey, you need. I even copied the text message and sent it again. And he's like, no, I didn't say that. All right, then.
Well, because you would say it the right way, and then at the end of it, you'd be like, well, and so be it. And that's what he had that problem with. It's like, no, you can't just be so be it. Like, you still got to be able to talk to him and preach to him without, just
Yeah.
making it sound like this is it. You're going to hell. Like,
Well,
yes,
this
you
is
got
the
to teach him.
thing.
You got
The
to tell
best
him right from
way,
wrong.
the best way to teach anything to anybody is to make it to where they come to the realization on their own.
Yeah.
So if you show them, hey, go take a look at this. Hey, go take a look at that. Let them read it. Let them understand it. Come to you with questions. Give them feedback. And then they'll kind of start to come to conclusions on their own. But still, they are going to come with questions that they're going to ask that you just may have to give a direct answer because that's
Right.
just what it is.
That's
And you can't beat around the bush on the answer just because you scared of how they're gonna react, but it's the truth. If there's no other way around it.
Right.
yeah. I think I see a lot of I think a lot of preachers try to avoid that subject, especially as the years go on, and
Yeah.
it's becoming more normalized. And
Right.
but
Trying
that's
not to offend nobody. And
Yeah.
yeah.
so be it, right?
That's what it's what it is, though, man.
It is what it is at the end of the day, but like you said, you gotta bring it with love in the way that they can understand it and appreciate that you're trying to tell them the truth
Yeah. I
without
mean,
just
we are
saying like,
everybody has their own flaws. I mean, ain't
right,
nobody
Yeah,
I mean, homosexuality isn't any worse in God's eyes than a murderer or somebody that's an adulterer or somebody that fornicates. It's all,
right.
you
yeah.
know,
So
it's all the same. So
Sin is a sin. It doesn't matter. It's just that one is so big in our society today that
yeah,
we're trying to
they try to make
normalize
it.
it, but we normalize everything else too.
Yeah,
yep.
I guess my only thing with that is I feel like I mean, as Christians, we tend to be a little bit more judgmental about those things more than others. Like, even though God doesn't see it as any different, we make it seem like it's a big deal compared to other sins. Like, one sin is greater than the other, which
Right.
is in God's eyes, it really isn't. But also at the same time, I also feel like if I don't agree with you, that doesn't mean I'm like I need to be chastising you for it. Like,
Right.
it's certain beliefs that you guys may have. You know, we talk about politics and stuff like that. Y'all believe stuff that I don't believe, and I believe stuff that y'all believe. But this is the only argument when it comes to politics. It's certain groups of people that won't allow you to think differently,
Right.
like, and just let it be that way. You know, if I don't agree with you, okay, I don't agree with you. I'm not about to call your names and just that kind of thing. Like, I just don't agree with you. That's it. Like, why do people do that? Like, if for
Well, you
them
want to
to
Everybody
know
feels
what's
agree with
like you
somebody,
gotta agree. Like,
yeah.
no, we can agree to disagree, and that's just it.
and I
Well,
can be cool with you,
that's the
and
Right.
crazy
not.
thing about black folks and like politics. I think we're divided on a lot of things, but when it comes to like politics, it's like you better be Democrat or you out.
Yeah. Because we kicked you out a long time ago.
You are no longer black, sir. If you didn't know
Well,
that.
why? But it's crazy for and it's supposed to be the open-minded, quote unquote open-minded people that won't allow you to disagree with them, which is weird. You're supposed to be open-minded and progressive, but if you have a different idea that doesn't align with that, then you're outcast kind of thing. Like
Right.
that sounds like the opposite of progressive and open minded.
Open-minded is a term that's used very loosely. Most people aren't actually open-minded.
I'm
Most
open
people is
minded.
most people are my way and your way stupid. I mean,
Yeah.
most of the time.
Well, my thing is, I feel like I'm open minded even if I don't agree with you. I say I believe in your right to think the way that you think and to believe in the things in that you want to believe in. I believe in that right. But as far as what you believe in, I may not necessarily agree with. But I feel it's your right to think that way. But a lot of people aren't like that. Like if I have something different that's not in line with you guys as far as any laws or politics or anything like that, I feel like it should be okay for you to disagree, but like I shouldn't get the name calls. This is basically what I'm saying. I know
You
it's
trying to say
joking. I know we're
something?
joking, but that's vice versa. Whatever, you
Right.
know what I mean? Like that's how I feel. I feel like I'm more open minded because I believe in your right to think your way.
And I believe in the right that you have every right to be wrong. Like that's your you have that right to have that mindset. Even no, it can be as wrong as can be, but you have every right to be wrong. I mean,
So tell me this, man. Are you a fan of the Donald?
Am I a fan of the Donald? Mm, no, no. I'm, I'm. I wouldn't break a meeting to meet him.
What kind of Republican are you?
Who's I was like the Republican thing, like it's getting a negative connotation. It's been like that for a long time now.
So what are you, like, libertarian or something? Or?
I would say I'm more libertarian than more of a Republican, but a lot of my views line up with the platform. I say I'm more libertarian, but like I said, I feel like I'm more open minded because I feel like people should have the right to believe whatever it is they believe, even if I don't agree with it. Like I won't try to hinder them from believing what they believe in.
right.
So that's my thing. Like if you want to smoke weed, hey, I'm all for it. If you want to smoke weed, that's you. I don't necessarily want to partake in that, but I don't feel like I should do anything to stop you from doing that if you want to do it,
Yeah,
and
I'm
stuff
at a
like that.
very high level at this point in my life of minding my own business.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down
It's
to.
like you know what's right from wrong. If you want to do it anyway, that's on you. That's like I'm
Well,
not gonna step in and try to force you to do something. I might make a comment to you. If you seem like you already know, then I mean,
Yeah, like I
live
said,
your life.
I've told y'all this plenty of times. My two main things that I'ma always be for is a lot. This is not if you really do research and really look into this. I'm pro life, and if you really look at yourself, you're probably pro life too. But that's just me. I'm pro life, and I'm always gonna be pro Second Amendment. I just feel like those are the two most important things to me and my family. So if whoever's running, who's trying to represent me, and they're not in line with that, they're probably not going to get my vote. That's just me.
the crazy part is there are a lot of Republican things that I agree with. Like, I don't like taxes. I hate them. I think you should get rid of them all. I'm for the most part pro-life, except for in certain circumstances. Like, I still believe that you should give a person the right to choose. That's my
Right.
only thing. Because at that point, I am enforcing my religion on you.
But at the same time, you're not giving the life a chance to choose.
True. But I'm also not giving that person and when I say certain circumstances like rape or something like that, to where that person didn't have the choice and didn't knowingly and willingly commit the act, and now they're stuck, and not stuck, but you know what I mean, they have that
Yeah.
child that they have to bear, and
Well, there's
that
always
I don't
adoption and
believe that
stuff
you
like that.
huh.
There's always adoption and things like that because there's
There
people
he
out there
is.
that can't
But
have
there,
kids.
but I shouldn't have to force them having to go through the entire process of labor either. I shouldn't have to force them to do any of that stuff.
No.
Yeah, I can see that point. I can see that point, but I also know, uh, I guess, people that were rape babies. So it's like they wouldn't be here if it wasn't because of that. And it's I mean, I know this sounds so messed up, but I feel like God puts everybody here for a reason. That's just my personal belief. Whether and when you see a human being that was conceived because of rape, and you know this person, you become friends with it, you be like, man, you didn't necessarily have to, there was a chance that you couldn't have been here. But to
Right.
know that person is it kind of gives you a different perspective on it. I know, the rape and that stuff is not good, but I have this friend because of it.
Yeah. But you also got to look at that from another standpoint too. Of God determines everybody's
Yeah.
biological clock anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, to say that they were aborted, which if you ever do any research on abortion, it is probably the most horrific
Yep.
thing
I don't
that you
I
can
don't
ever
like
hear
it.
about. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty jacked up. But at the same time, for to say like that that person was born or not born, I mean, and you say God puts people on the earth for a reason. God got control of all that from beginning to
Yeah.
end anyway. So I mean,
Right.
I'm not really sure you could throw that out there.
Yeah. I got
I've
it's a
always been.
question. Go ahead.
No, I was saying I've always been more towards the side with Nick. Like I've always been kind of back and forth on that. Like
Yeah.
there's so many situations where it's kind of hard not to tell someone that they shouldn't do it. And like you said, I mean, there could be that life that like should have been here, and you taking that away.
Yeah. Cause
Like
you,
just
cause that's always been my argument with Nick. Is like he's like you still got to give that person a choice, but I was like you're not giving this other person a choice. But that goes along with the Constitution and having the right to life. But
right.
you just took that right to life away. So it's that's one of those things we kind of agree to disagree. But eh,
Yeah, because you see people every day with kids, and they should have never had no kids. Like you know good and well that this child probably gonna be messed up for life. Because
Facts.
like I'm being
Facts.
dead serious. Like
oh
it is what
man,
it is.
some
Everybody wasn't meant to be raising no kids, but they had the ability to do so.
yeah. We got
Again, facts.
we got a question in the chat. Why don't more minorities vote?
Ignorance.
Uh, I'm not gonna say ignorance. I mean, you got to take the time to get up and then go out and sit in the
Yeah,
lines.
Oh,
that's
you
part
talking
of
about the
And
it.
it,
physical? You talking about the physical
yeah,
aspect of it?
yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what it boiled down to. Like you be having to go to work and then you forget about it. You be like, yeah, I'm gonna go vote, and then you just
Lazy,
never get around to it. Yeah.
Is it not important
ignorance,
to us?
lack of knowledge, and feeling like your vote don't matter
Don't count.
anyway.
I mean, I'm not gonna say lack of knowledge or ignorance because at the end of the day, 90% of black folks is gonna vote Democrat without knowing a single thing about any of them. They're just gonna hit Democrat just straight down.
You know
Yeah,
that's man.
I'm not
it's
gonna say
true.
all, but like 90%.
Don't let me get on that rant. Like
It's
just
true.
when I started getting older and actually looking into representatives and policies. Number one, like these people that are politicians, they're not like quote unquote leaders. I wish people would stop saying leaders because I don't really feel like they're leaders. They're supposed to be representatives. That goes all the way up to the president. It, to me, is not a leader. You're supposed to be a representative. You're supposed to represent me. And
Right.
like if we that I think that changes the mindset if you would look at it that way. Does this represent me and my views? Whatever this politician is presenting, does what he's trying to implement or he or she's trying to implement, does that represent what I believe and my views? and what's best for my family. I think a lot of people's votes would change if they would view it that way instead of they want to give somebody the torch to lead me to wherever it is I'm trying to go. And I'm like, and when it comes to voting, man, yes, you're right. About 90% is gonna go Democrat every time. And if
Yeah.
you ask somebody why they would vote Democrat, it's mostly a hereditary type thing. Like
Yeah.
my parents
Well,
did
this
it,
is the
my
thing. Are you
grandparents
going to
did
be
it.
more socially conservative or socially liberal? That's mostly what you're gonna lean on. So you got more social services. Most of the time, Democrats are gonna push more for healthcare, universal healthcare, more social services. They're gonna push for more unionized benefits. And to be honest, Democrats are going to put more money in the working man's pocket. Most of them don't think that. And like I work with a lot of people that are in a union, and most of them vote Republican, even though Republicans want to take the money out of their pockets. Now, the reason why, like for example, last presidential election, I didn't vote. I didn't really agree with a lot of policies of Hillary Clinton, and also I knew that I'm in Texas and my vote's gonna go for Donald Trump anyway.
I,
So
that's
I was
a
going to
big point
it
because
just, I mean,
we
wasting your
know
time.
every time that we don't have a chance, but we want to do it anyway. And I'm not gonna lie, I do feel like a lot of our people don't have the knowledge to know whether they should vote one way or the other. They're doing it versus, popular opinion.
Yeah,
Like, don't even actually. I know there's been a couple times like I don't follow politics like that, so it's
yeah.
like I can't say I'm making a true knowledgeable decision. The last election, I was mostly voting because of the person I didn't want in office.
I
Yeah,
agree with
Like,
that too.
I know good and well I didn't want that to happen, but I can't say the other one was a good idea either. So,
No. I
like,
mean, but the thing with that is that even if you voted for Hillary, your vote was gonna go to the Donald. It was.
yeah, yeah, we live in Texas.
And
Yeah,
I mean, I voted for the last midterm only because I felt like Beto had a chance.
yeah, I
If
did
I
too.
feel like Beto had no chance, I just was like, whatever.
he had
But
a chance until I told you what he didn't need to say. Don't talk about guns in Texas. He lost it.
he
He had
still
all the
close. It was still close.
he was gonna
I'll,
lose as soon as
I'll
he started talking about that, man. I told you he was gonna lose that,
I ain't
man.
gonna
Like,
lie, Texans love their guns and religion, boy. You talk about either
hey,
one of them, it's over.
don't
it's
mess
a
with my
wrap.
guns, man. Don't mess with my guns. As soon as you start talking about, oh, you lost me. It's like talking to a brick wall at that point. Don't say, don't say anything about we need to do this with guns and stuff like. I could go on. I can go on about gun control and all
Take
that
them
stuff, but
all.
Pro,
Take them
pro life
all.
and pro gun.
that's the dude. That's
Throw,
the.
throw them in a bonfire.
It ain't happening. They can shoot
Well,
that bonfire up.
you're not gonna get all the guns. Yeah, y'all can already hang that up. All they
Nah,
trying to
it ain't
do
happening.
is all they trying to do is just chip away at it. They
Yeah.
trying to chip away. They trying to get to it, but they're not gonna
I'm
get to
just I'm just saying, why are we the only country in the world that allows their citizens to have guns, where in order to qualify, they hold up a mirror and say, breathe on it. Okay, you good. Here you go. Here's a gun.
it.
We're the only country in the world like that.
Well, the
Well,
problem is we're trying to do this gun control, but the people who we don't want to have guns usually ain't getting them legal anyway. So it's like
that
they stole somebody
dude,
else's usually.
that's been my
But
whole point. Like I've told y'all this plenty of times. Why do you keep putting these laws out? I'm a law-abiding citizen, law-abiding citizen here. The only thing that these laws affect are me. Anybody that's gonna do something dangerous and kill somebody, they're gonna do it anyway.
they can look
It,
it up on YouTube how to do it.
they're
But
gonna
this is
get.
the thing. All you're saying that, yeah, you're a law abiding citizen, and you're good right now. But there's a lot of dudes out there like you that all of a sudden their wife leave them, they get cancer, their best friend did this to them, and they got a bunch of guns, and they was good mentally before, but now life then basically took them over, and now it's like I ain't got nothing to lose.
But
Let me
taking a gun,
go.
but taking a gun away. it's all they're gonna do is find another alternative motive to do that.
You don't give the baby a knife and then let him go run.
Dude, what's the difference? Say you
Wait,
took away
what?
all the guns and that
I don't know.
happened.
I just
That-
made a Shannon Sharp reference.
I'm gonna. All right, you take away all the guns, and that still happens. What's stopping them from building a bomb or taking their car and using it as a weapon?
Nothing.
You don't.
It's the
you
same
don't.
thing.
You don't let
Like,
people buy
like you
pressure
said, you don't
cookers.
give them the avenue.
You
to
don't
do
let
it.
them what?
You don't let people buy pressure cookers. Ban them too.
It's no like I'm saying. I don't think it's any different because anything could be just about any and everything could be used as a weapon. Like, remember what was it? Like not too long ago, where that person took their car. Was it in New York or something like that? They took their car and just started rolling over
Ramming
people.
through a crowd of people.
Yeah,
Like
but
you're not gonna take away cars from people.
yeah, but you don't give them the thing that can cause the most amount of damage possible. So you
That's
know it's
just as
possibility.
bad.
So you let them have a knife instead of an AK-47. Yeah, they might get one or two, but they ain't gonna get the whole nightclub.
So what if they just built a bomb instead?
That's why I said ban pressure cookers.
You can't stop crazy people from
You
going
can't
crazy.
stop crazy. That's all I'm trying to say. You can't
But
stop
I do
crazy.
agree with like, okay, but don't hand them a gun. Like
Nah, but
that
but also don't take my
its
gun
sole
away from me.
purpose is to shoot. Like,
Don't take my guns away from me. This is the only defense that I have for crazy. This is like, dude, why'd you take that from me?
trying to level the playing field.
I need every advantage I get because I'm not crazy. I need to combat crazy.
I hear you.
So that crazy dude that come down the street with a gun, what you gonna do?
They need to start handing out bulletproof
That's all I'm
vests.
gonna say.
You gonna what?
Said Poe Columbine cheering, Poe what's the one up north? Just got hit.
Sandy, was it Sandy Hook?
Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
I don't know. They done had them guns. Hey, been good right now.
Hey man,
They need to do something.
it don't happen that often in Texas.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder why. I just wonder why.
The where?
But anyway, somebody said so many of our people had dogs and fire hoses put on them to stop them from voting. So basically, why y'all black folk not voting?
It was the Democrats that stopped you from voting.
Not gonna lie,
Yo.
them Republicans be out there voting.
You wanna know something I learned this week? Tell me about this. Is that Abraham Lincoln was real racist, man.
Duh.
I didn't know that. You know, when you see him on the movie and stuff, they make him seem like he's Mr. Noble and all this other stuff. But I didn't know that he was like, yeah, white people are biologically superior to black people and all this other stuff. And I was like, huh.
Well, I think the overall goal for Abraham Lincoln trumped his racism to me because it was all about saving the Union. Like his actions is what abolished slavery, but his actions was for the Confederacy not to take over.
Yeah,
So-
but I thought, in my mind, Abraham Lincoln was like the first black president, man.
Nah.
And now he's not no more.
He was just trying to save the Union, and saving the Union trumped slavery. So that's what it really came down to. Because he said it. He said in the speech. He said, if I could save the Union and keep slavery, I would. And if I had to get rid of slavery and save the Union, I'd do that too. He said that in the speech.
That's not good.
Yeah. Like
Yeah. Abraham Lincoln is whack now. I thought he was cool. But he's not.
I
This is
thought
my
you
first
knew
time
that.
hearing this. I ain't heard nothing about this.
Yeah,
I
I read
thought
it
y'all
like
knew this.
I read it the other day, and I was like, "What? How dare you?"
Yes. I thought y'all knew
Abraham Lincoln
this.
is whack. I don't like him no more.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
completely lost.
this is what I mean by like as far as politicians go. Like I bet you a whole lot of once slavery was abolished, I bet you a lot of people voted for Abraham Lincoln because he did that.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
definitely got. Didn't
that's
he
why
have
black
like
people
Frederick?
voted Republican at first.
Yeah, people were
Yeah.
voting Republican because of that. You know what I mean? Like, so
Then we
that's,
switched over to Democrat.
and I still don't understand why.
Lyndon B. Johnson, Nixon. I don't know.
Lyndon B. Johnson was Democrat.
Oh, he was. He came behind Kennedy, didn't he?
Yeah,
He
he
was
was
pretty damn
horrible.
racist too, dog.
He was
He was, he was, he was racist.
I was like, what? I'm like,
Yeah, I
no.
forgot he was Vice President Kennedy. He the one assassinated him, I think. I don't know.
Hey,
Oh,
that's a conspiracy.
I
I
know.
heard that was a
yeah.
conspiracy, man.
It makes sense, but I don't know about that one.
I don't know. They keep saying it might, maybe. I don't know.
Hey, man, the stuff that I read quotes of Lyndon B. Johnson, I was like, how
Yeah.
did how did he get our vote? But I really think my personal opinion on how he started getting the black vote was like in instituting like the welfare state. I think that started well before him, but he started doing like really enhancing it when it came to him. And basically, you're like if you were a single mother not being married, like you could get a check from the government, and I think that really hurt the black family. That was just my personal opinion on that. I just really felt like they were encouraging women to marry the government instead of their husbands. As long as the male wasn't in the house, we give you this check. More kids you got, more money. You know what I mean? Like
Is that when the black women independence started? They started the formation movement back then.
I don't know. What was it like burning the bras or something like that?
It sounded about right.
I thought it all happened when we started basically throwing our black men into jail for 20 years for an ounce of,
Smoking.
Well,
yeah,
that
an
was
ounce of
that's
crack.
later. That was later. That was like late '80s, '90s, and
Yeah,
stuff
but
like
that's
that.
really when you started
It
really
took
like
over.
yeah, the 60s and 70s you still had fathers in the house. Once
Yeah,
you
but
start
that's
hitting
where
the 80s,
it started though. When they started bringing in like the food, like more of the food stamp type thing, and making sure the male wasn't in the house kind of thing. And then of course the drug epidemic started hitting late '70s, '80s.
that created the trap, and I think that's really what created our downfall as a culture and
Right.
started taking the fathers out of the household when they started doing that. I mean, because how are you gonna get thrown in jail for a little bitty small rock and get thrown in jail for 20 years, but I can have a whole pound of coke and I go for two, three.
Right.
So that I mean, that's really where I think our downfall really just escalated real fast. And if you ain't like I said, if you ain't got fathers in the house, then
Okay. Well, I got a long line of this. I got along the line of this. I do have a question. I've asked you this before because Nick says that Republicans don't care about black people, and my answer to that was that I don't want them to care about me. I want them out of my business. But my question is,
actually I
if
think I
black,
said none of them care about us like that, but
well, you were really talking about Republicans don't care about black people. But my question was to him. All right, if you have a party that doesn't care about you, and you have another party that knows they're going to get your vote, why would either party do anything for you?
yeah, I mean you can say that about anything.
Well,
Basically,
I'm just
you're not even there.
but if we believe that our vote matters, is what I'm saying. Like, why
So
do we?
basically, if both sides felt like they had a chance to get our vote,
Yes, I think we would get more done.
I
That's
don't
my
I
that's my
don't
only gripe
know
about that.
because we're only like what 6% of the population.
Let's keep it real, man. Black people move culture.
We do. We
We
move.
spend the most money.
We move media.
Yeah, we move media.
We
We
do.
move culture. We
We
spend the
do.
most money out of anybody. Like as far as materialistic things.
Yeah.
So it's like we have the ability to accomplish things, but it just seems to me it's like we always put our vote into one party, and that party knows that we have our vote that vote. They don't even focus on what it is that we want or we trying to get. So if they know that our vote, and the other ones they don't think we care anyway, so why are we even trying to get their vote? That just cancels each other out. Why would they do anything for you?
So you agree with Kanye?
What do you say?
No, it's just like being all down for Trump.
I'm not all
Well,
for Trump.
I mean like the concept of Kanye. Like Kanye, he felt like Trump had like this dragon spirit or whatever, and he liked how he went after the presidency. So you're down for that type of,
I don't.
regardless if somebody speaks to me in a certain way, we should go that route.
No, I don't put much stock into what celebrities think, especially somebody like a Kanye. I don't really care what
But it's
celebrities
not.
do.
I'm not saying from a celebrity aspect. I'm talking about just from a general person. Just a person
Nah,
period. Not just, treat Kanye as just a regular dude.
nah. I mean, as far as Donald Trump, I'm not. I don't. I don't feel like anything towards him. Like I don't feel like he's the best president. I don't. I don't care too much for him being president. It's not that big of a deal, to me because in the grand scheme of things, he's not really changing my life. Uh, but
I tell
I
you right
mean,
now, he changed his mind. They laying off at the railroad like a mud.
oh yeah,
Yeah, and
uh,
GM.
and so,
That'll make a difference in your life.
Yeah.
but they ain't laying you off.
Today, that don't mean nothing tomorrow.
But yeah,
I
man,
just feel like he's a poor representation of what we want the United States to stand
yeah.
for. That's
What?
that's where I have the biggest problem. I don't think he's doing much of nothing other than talking.
But that's
But
what's funny about that. That's America, though. As much as,
unfortunately, but it's the bad side of America. Like,
but you know what's crazy is like we want our president to be Jesus, but we don't.
yes,
But we don't represent ourselves the same way. You know what I mean? Like as a entire unit of a country, he's actually representing that country. Like if you be honest with you, whatever you think of
apparently
Trump,
he won.
yeah,
So
he
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 clearly
won.
is the
But I'm just
popular.
saying, like his whole persona, he's very cocky, very arrogant. That's America, man. I don't. I couldn't tell you president of other countries, but everybody know the president of ours.
They always
But
know the president of ours, though. We're the most powerful country in the world.
why we don't know other ones? Like that's what I'm saying. The
Justin
arrogance of
Trudeau.
us, huh?
You know who Justin Trudeau is?
No, don't know who that is.
Oh, he's the president of Canada.
No,
Oh, you don't know that?
Yeah.
Merkel? You know what Merkel is?
no. I could walk
Yeah,
right past all these
president of
people.
Germany.
I could walk
Why don't
right
you know this stuff?
because I could walk right past these people and not know
I know you. I bet you know who Putin is.
them. Because y'all keep
I know
saying,
Putin.
because they keep saying his name.
Exactly who Putin is.
I would have changed
Yeah,
my name a long time ago. My name was Putin.
somebody said that shutdown wasn't fun that your boy Donald created. He hurt people like that.
Well, we've had
Oh, yeah.
shutdowns before.
Not that long. Not no month long shutdown.
What?
That was the longest on record.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I thought we had something longer than that before.
that was the longest on
Fact
record.
check.
But check it. I guarantee you, it's the longest by like 2 weeks.
That was pretty
man.
bad.
Yeah, man.
TSA
So
people.
is this wall happening or not?
Is it what happening?
The wall.
It don't matter, man. They're just gonna dig tunnels underneath.
I thought that was the whole point. Is like, why are we building this wall if they already digging tunnels?
I don't understand it.
Give me $50 an hour, I'll go out there and build that wall.
They ain't finna do nothing. Like,
I saw that meme Lil Duval put up. He said Donald Trump hiring to help build that wall. He hiring saying $50 an hour. What you gonna do?
He said to make America great again, hat got me part of the
Yep.
uniform.
MAGA hat coming with the uniform. What you gonna do? $50 an hour, 100 grand a year.
I can't do it, bro.
What you gonna do, man? 100 grand a year?
Nah, can't do it.
I work part time.
Tell you right now, everybody got a price. They be like, "Hey, Trump ain't that bad. Hold on, let me come down there."
Now, if you
Like,
start talking about $100 an hour,
years and
you talking about $100 an hour, I might have a MAGA shirt on, the MAGA hat on.
right.
Hey, you be like, Trump ain't that bad.
Yeah, you know it might be all right.
He alright. He alright. But you know, is that how? You look how easy it is to get somebody's vote. Look how easy it is. This is why I say. This is why I say like this is what gets black people's vote every time. You tell them you're gonna give them something. You're gonna tell them they're gonna get something for free. they get their vote every time.
I mean, right now we ain't getting nothing, and we feel
No,
like
I didn't say
who
for
we
free.
vote for, we ain't getting it. So one person actually come in there and actually do something, then yeah, you probably gonna get their vote.
I mean, everybody votes. Everybody votes for their pocket. Everybody. So that ain't black folks wanting just want something for free. Everybody votes for what's gonna put the most in their pocket, whether it be food, money, shelter, whatever it is. So if he say, "Hey, all you black folks, I'm gonna give you a job making $100 an hour to build this wall down here down at the border," all the black folks gonna be like, "I ain't then
But you gotta vote for me for a second term.
the Donalds."
You
I
gotta
mean, they would vote.
vote for him.
He would literally completely erase unemployment at that time.
He would turn all black people Republican.
It would be built in 1 month.
So
Done.
it's just a point of economics for everybody, man. I mean, everybody wants a well-being for them and their family, and they gonna whatever they think, whether it be true or not, is whatever they think is best for that. That's what they gonna vote.
Well, I just think we vote blindly. That's my personal opinion on that. I think we vote blindly.
I mean, we can look into them as much as we want to. We still don't know what they thinking. Like, they can say whatever they want to get into the house, but that don't change their mindset. You don't know.
But to vote with one party for so long, dude, that's
I think I voted correctly this time.
you think so?
Pretty sure.
I won't get into that, but I didn't like
And
either. I didn't
last
like.
time, too.
Hey man, I didn't like either one of them, but
No,
I,
I
def-
ain't
I
gonna say
de-
that.
definitely didn't like the one that didn't get in. So that's just me.
So he's further down.
It was like picking the lesser of two evils.
That's what everybody kept saying.
I just don't know if that's the lesson. I don't know.
Well, I won't get into in depth on that, but yeah, I won't. I don't want to get into that. Definitely don't trust her. I don't trust her.
I voted for Bill.
You voted for Bill. You
Yeah.
wasn't getting Bill. I don't even think you got Bill the first time he was in there.
Probably not.
I think you got the person that was running this last time.
Maybe true.
I've seen a couple documentaries, man. It kind of.
Oh man, what kind of documentaries are you looking at, man?
Republican documentaries.
No, even
why you like that?
No. Even before that, I already had those, thoughts and stuff like that. Documentaries just kind of put them over the top, kind of thing. Especially if you got actual proof. So,
But Trump's not more
like I
corrupt.
said, I didn't vote for Trump with my eyes closed. It's that easy.
But you got what you wanted. Hope you're happy.
All right, let's get off of that, man. How y'all feel? Do y'all think this Anthony Davis trade is gonna go through
Absolutely.
To where?
not.
to the Lakers? Them Lakers.
They don't like letting the Lakers get players from.
I don't know. Lakers.
It
They don't
ain't
like
happening.
Lakers. But Lakers have a history of getting their big man. Kareem from Milwaukee, Shaq from Orlando. They have a history of making it work. They got Dwight Howard. That ain't saying much, but they did get Dwight Howard.
He's a Hall of Famer. But I mean, they giving them the whole house, and they still saying no. When they say I give you my last 3 first-round picks, and then my first and second round pick for the next 2 years, and you still saying, like, dang, what is you gonna gain enough to give?
Well, New Orleans.
They don't want to trade him nowhere he wants to go.
No, they're gonna end up trading him where he wants to go because that team is gonna have to give up a lot to get him. So they're gonna have to trade him where he wants to go because no team is gonna give up everything to get Anthony Davis, knowing he's not gonna re-sign with him. So he's gonna end up going where he wants. The thing is, New Orleans might end up crapping themselves out.
If they keep on holding on, they are.
They're gonna crap out is what they're gonna do. It's like they keep rolling the dice, but what's gonna end up happening is the summer's gonna hit Kyrie's gonna be a free agent, and then teams are already already gonna have made their moves, and the Lakers actually have the best deal for them compared to the New York Knicks, Milwaukee Bucks,
Right.
uh, anybody else.
Nah,
Like,
man. Dallas could have gave him DSJ, could have gave him DeAndre Jordan, could have gave him 2 first-round picks, and could have gave him Wes Matthews. That's better than what you call had.
I wouldn't have
uh,
made the trade.
the Lakers were offering 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks.
Okay, whatever. Give me
You got
that
you got Ingram. They had Ingram, Kuzma.
DSJ is better than Lonzo.
But you can't knock those picks though.
DeAndre is better than both of them other dudes. Now Wes Matthews, he just throw in, but we can still give him 2 firsts and 2 seconds. Good with that. On top of that,
Do you
That
even
time has
have those
passed.
picks, or you just saying that?
I don't know.
He just made that up.
You might not even have no picks.
I think we already traded those. Actually, I think that's how we got to look at Doncic.
It doesn't. Dallas does not get big men, so just go ahead and let it go. Like,
Man, we're gonna get somebody. We got Greg. We just got Greg Oden. So
He ain't no big man.
who?
Porzingis.
Porzingis. He's 7'3". What else? What else is he?
He's not.
he's
no
a
big
Dirk.
Man. Dirk wasn't a big man.
He was a
He's a
power
Dirk.
forward.
He's not a big
He's a
man.
power
He's a Dirk.
forward.
He's a power forward, man. He's 7'3". He ain't gonna be running no 2.
Yeah, we ain't getting no AD.
You're not getting that. You can hang this theory up, dude. You ain't
It's
getting
Hey,
that.
done.
No, I mean
It's
it's too late now. We done already got Porzingis.
You weren't gonna get him no way.
We were never gonna get him.
It wasn't his
got him, man.
destination spot. It wasn't one of the places he want to go. I keep telling you, teams are not going to give up all these assets for somebody that's not going to re-sign with them.
Hey, look, man.
Man.
Once he got to the deep, man, he would have liked it. He'd have like, you know what? It's fresh, man.
Kawhi's not staying. Kawhi's not staying in Toronto. Kyrie ain't even staying in Boston.
Nah, he ain't staying in Boston either. I think
They
they're gonna end up
not
going to New
re-signing.
York. I ain't gonna lie to you. I really
Like-
think that's where they're gonna end up going.
Like Kawhi, and it's like it doesn't matter how much Toronto wants to woo and do.
He
get
going to the West
for
Coast.
Kawhi. He's leaving.
Yeah.
He's not staying there.
Nah, it's
AD's not
Toronto.
AD's not going to stay in New Orleans or wherever team that he doesn't want to go to, and you trade him to there. That team is stupid for giving up everything to get him. He's not re-signing with you. He made it perfectly clear of the teams he wanted to go to.
Unless you're trying to do like a salary dump or something.
Right. I mean, nobody thought Paul George was gonna stay in Oklahoma, but he went there and he actually liked
He
it.
also they offered him the most money too. Like he was gonna get the most with them.
Yeah, but he could make a whole lot of money in LA too. And then the endorsements would have been through the roof.
But I thought y'all told me that didn't matter. That's why Kevin Durant was in Golden State.
Kevin Durant is whack. Why you even bring him in this conversation?
Because I distinctly remember an episode where y'all told me like Kevin Durant could have got way more money by staying at Oklahoma City, but I was like, he can make that up by being in California. But you was like,
No. The problem with Kevin Durant is he had a squad.
he ain't had no squad.
He took an L, went to the team that gave him that L,
Yeah.
and the team that just won 73 games. He's whack. He does not deserve to be in conversation about being the greatest or the best or nothing.
I don't think we'll ever see a
Hall of
weaker
Fame.
move from a superstar in NBA history.
You have
Yeah.
a what? You won't be a what?
I said you'll never see a weaker move from a superstar in NBA history.
Ever.
Oh, man.
Ever.
Ever.
I can't go after you guys. You guys don't even have a good definition of a Hall of Famer.
I gave you one. Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard's not a Hall of Famer.
I bet you he'd make it.
I bet you he will too.
Okay then. He's a
I ain't
Hall of
saying he
Famer then.
deserve it. There's a lot of people in Hall of Fame that don't need to be there. Basketball Hall of Fame is a joke.
Hold on. Nick,
Yeah.
Marcus had this discussion today saying that P-Mac is not a Hall of Famer.
That's the most
I
idiotic
said in
thing
my
I've ever heard
eyes.
in my life.
In my
That's
eyes,
stupid.
he's not a Hall of Fame. He
That
will
is
be.
stupid.
He will
What
be a
about
Hall
him
of
is
Famer.
not a Hall of Famer.
Dude, I said he will be a Hall of Famer, but in my eyes, like I said, I have a different criteria for my Hall
I'm
of Fame.
saying, in your eyes, why is he not a Hall of Famer?
He has to be
the
on
same-
the top of the game for 8+ seasons.
His prime wasn't long enough.
How long was his prime?
7 seasons. I don't know.
Oh my God.
No. T-Mac's prime was Houston Rockets.
Hold on. I'm about to fact check you. I'm gonna see how long it took him to when he played
No,
pretty decent.
his prime was maybe his last year in Orlando, and then his Houston Rockets. How many years was he with the Houston Rockets? And that was probably his prime, and after that he was done.
I hear you.
He scored 18,000 points.
Vince Carter's gonna be in the Hall of Fame purely because he played 20 years.
And he did wreck.
And he was
so all right. So T-Mac, here are his points per game.
No, just tell me his highest points per game those seasons.
He was scoring champion 2 years.
40 in 2000, 2001.
He averaged 40.
40.1 points a game.
He did not average that a year in a season.
2000, 2001 Orlando Magic played 77 games, started 77. Oh, sorry, that's minutes per game.
I was like, nobody averaged that much.
Hey, I was about to say, wow, he beat
I was like, that's Wilt Chamberlain numbers.
32.1.
Okay, that's better. That's better.
So he had a season where he had 26.8, 25.6, 32.1, 28, 25.7, 24.4, 24.6, 21.6. I mean, how long you want him to eat?
But what was the prime, though?
That was
like how many years?
Dude, anybody can get 21, 22 points a game now.
No, he didn't say no 21. He said 32, 28, 27, 25. Like,
he averaged 25, at least 25 points a game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he averaged 24, 2 more.
Okay, now go to Kobe's stat line.
What is that going to do with anything?
I'm trying to tell you the longevity of what he did. You can go to Kobe's and see how long he did it.
So if he didn't do it Kobe numbers, then
no,
he don't get in the Hall.
My Hall of Fame criteria is.
You said 8 years.
I said greatness over a sustained period of time.
25. He did it for 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. T-Mac did it for like 7.
That's a big difference, dude.
He played like 10 more years than him.
But this is Hall of Fame, though.
Bruh.
You taking Hall of Fame and making it GOAT level. Like,
basically, he played college ball 2 times in the NBA and got 25 points a game.
They both came straight out of high school.
Hey, where's that little wall meme?
Oh, my God. They both came out of high school. But you're not even counting the year. How many years did T-Mac play?
I don't know.
I mean, he did become very injury prone at the end of his career. He was hurt.
How many seasons did he play?
98 to 2012. What is that, 14 years?
14 years.
7-time All-Star.
2 scoring titles.
I said he's going to make the Hall of Fame, but in my eyes,
as well he should.
I don't feel like Grant Hill should be in the Hall of Fame. And I love Grant Hill. I don't feel like he should be in the Hall of Fame either.
But I can kind of ride with you on Grant Hill. He was hurt a lot. He might have averaged like 20-something, maybe 2 seasons.
I just feel like they let anybody in. Like if you had any kind of good season, you're gonna be in the Hall of Fame. That's why you're saying Dwight Howard's gonna be in there. I'm like, how short was that prime?
What do you mean, like defensive player of the year and leading the league in rebounding and being the best at their position for like 10 years?
Ben Wallace was defensive player for 4 years in a row.
Yeah, but he did multiple things in those years, not just
what else?
Rebound.
What else did he do?
Who?
I ain't talking about Ben Wallace.
No, we talking about
Dwight Howard besides block shots and rebounds.
Dwight Howard took a team to the finals pretty much by himself.
They were shooting threes all over the place.
Oh, come on, man.
Jameer Nelson was the next best player on that team.
Exactly.
No, Turkoglu was.
No, it wasn't.
You crazy.
Okay, you want to take Turkoglu. Wow.
They were shooting threes like crazy.
That was their second best player. That's a problem.
That was their whole offense. They were shooting threes. They were shooting threes like crazy on that team. You don't get that bum Dwight Howard out of here.
2020. What do you want?
I want sustained greatness over a period of time.
You want a decade of greatness?
Yes.
To make the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
That's what you said.
Yes.
So is Dirk a Hall of Famer?
Dirk is a Hall of Famer.
In your mind?
Yes. Sustained greatness over a long period of time.
He
He
only
had
has
a
one
long.
ring. He only got one ring though. I mean,
That's fine. It's not even about the rings. Charles Barkley is a Hall of Famer.
mm.
Patrick Ewing is a Hall of Famer.
So
Karl Malone,
Is
Karl
Andre
Malone,
Iguodala
John
Hall of
Stockton,
Fame?
huh?
Andre Iguodala is the Hall of Fame. He been playing a long time, boy.
See, they start grandfathering people into the Hall of Fame. Well, basketball. That's why I like the NFL Hall of Fame better than the Basketball Hall of Fame. They don't just let anybody in there.
They got a lot more people to pick from too.
They do got a lot of people to pick from. It's different. That's a little different.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of people.
50-some people on every single team. Yeah, that's a little tougher to do.
But still though, man, we gotta raise the bar a little bit. you can't have Bill Walton and Michael Jordan in the Hall of Fame. Come on, man.
I mean, look, Bill Walton is the definition of should not be in.
White privilege.
We all agree with this. But you can't make that one blemish and say everybody don't deserve to get in that ain't Michael Jordan just because trash Bill Walton got in there.
Like I know
you hung up on Bill Walton, so now like the whole Hall of Fame is just tarnished completely.
Because I'm hating on that, man. Because he should not be in the Hall of Fame.
Man, we got dudes getting that jersey.
There's people that's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
Because really, you can't name one other player where you just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they in the Hall of Fame. They're the worst ever. They definitely don't belong in there. Like Bill Walton, you could say he definitely don't belong in there.
I don't think Yao Ming belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, was a 2010 player, bro. Come on.
He was a what player?
He was a 2010 player, bro. Come on.
For how many years?
Average. Maybe.
You're making stuff up.
No. He averaged 20 and 10 when he played.
Yeah, he never played a full season either.
In his prime, he was okay. So here's the stats. For his career, he was 19 and 9.2, 20 and 10 player.
How many seasons did he play? And how many seasons did he play a full 82
career.
games?
Well, I know he was an 8-time All-Star. So
come on, man, fans vote.
Years.
Don't give me that All-Star stuff because fans vote. They just
8-time All-Star. He played 9 seasons. That's eating right there. That's called. I make the All-Star team every time I touch the court. I'm an All-Star.
Dude, fans vote. I can't go off All-Star places.
Matter of fact, in that one season he did make the All-Star team. It's because he didn't play that year.
He didn't play.
So every time he touched the court,
play a full season every year.
But I'm saying he didn't play all that season.
He was that great.
He was not great. He was not great. You don't even believe what you're saying right now.
I do.
Yeah, it was nice. Shaq said
the numbers say he was 20 and 10.
Shaq said he hated playing Yao Ming because he was a tough player.
If you have to think, if somebody's a Hall of Famer, they're not a Hall of Famer in my eyes. If I got to think about it,
you got to think about it though. It's just you.
Like if
everybody else will say Yao Ming is a Hall of Fame player.
I throw Shaquille O'Neal out there. Is he a Hall of Famer? You don't even have to think about it. It's a Hall of Fame player. If I throw out, do you think?
I don't know if Shaq is. He played with Cleveland.
But that's like saying like there's no line.
I have a bar.
You have to have a line, yeah, but then that means you have to think about it. I mean, eventually somebody's gonna get close to that line where you gotta be like, I get it.
Then that's a no. It's a no. I gotta give it a no. That's why you said when you say T-Mac, I'm like,
that's insane. You know how crazy you sound right now?
No, I don't sound crazy.
Like if we were having a discussion about is T-Mac one of the greatest of all time, then I'd be there with you.
Yeah. Then I'm okay. Then I'm
but
like,
that's a different category. Like, was he a Hall of Famer? Absolutely. He dominated his time in the league.
There was a time when we had a competition. Who was better, T-Mac or Kobe? Now,
if you can say that, that means he's a Hall of Famer.
At that time, but eventually we don't have. It's not a discussion anymore. It's not even close.
Because I think T-Mac in his prime was better than Kobe. If you put prime for prime, T-Mac is better than Kobe.
The same T-Mac that couldn't get out the first round.
Prime for prime, T-Mac is better than Kobe.
You put T-Mac on them Kobe teams, and you would have got them championships.
They still ain't getting out the first round.
Shit, easy.
You
Still
put
not
Kobe
get out the
on them
first round.
Orlando teams, and they wouldn't have got out the first round.
They got the
Scrub.
first round.
Nah.
Don't forget them last two championships. Kobe didn't have Shaq.
He had other Hall of Famers.
Those are questionable.
Paul Gasol,
And
he's
Derek
gonna be in the Hall
Fisher,
of Fame.
really?
Hall.
Derek Fisher gonna be in the Hall of Fame?
Robert Ory, lightweight Hall.
Robert Ory gonna be in the Hall of Fame? Come on, man.
Lightweight Hall.
Like
He got a whole lot of rings.
where is the standards at?
Big Shot Bob. He's Big Shot Bob. He has a nickname, so he might go to the Hall.
That is not
His
criteria.
name alone is getting him in.
That is not criteria for Hall of Fame. Just because
he
you
got
hit
he got
shots.
a lot of championship winning shots.
Oh my gosh.
He got 7.
Where is this rule book? Where is y'all rule book at that y'all just letting anybody in now?
I wonder if John Sally gonna get in one.
Y'all gonna get John Sally, John Starks. Who else y'all want to put in there?
No.
Yeah, Lamar Odom. What we talking about Lamar Odom last week? He might get in.
Bill Lambier. Who else getting in there, man? Michael Cooper. Byron
Smush
Scott.
Parker. Smush Parker.
Smush
Andrew
Parker.
Bynum.
Andrew Bynum.
Smush Parker.
Boy, y'all just let anybody in there, man. Like, come on, man. Where's your standards?
Hey, you gotta have a bar. You gotta have a bar somewhere, man.
Y'all don't have a bar. You don't have a bar. The bar is so low with y'all right now.
Hey, okay. Dellavedova can't get in. There you go. There's my bar.
That's a given. J.R. Smith ain't getting in.
We thought T-Mac was a given, and you say no.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for me. I said he's going to get in. I'm just saying for me, he ain't a Hall of Famer to me. I said he's going to get in.
So, do you think Ray Allen is a Hall of Famer to you?
No, I don't think he is either. But
right, boy,
I see why he's in there.
You better say no. Then
and that's my favorite player. Y'all know Ray Allen, my favorite player of all time.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't feel like it's a Hall of Fame. Just like I said, I have a high standard for a Hall of Fame. I just think you have a longevity of greatness for a long period of time.
Basically, you got to be like a top 5 player of all time. When you're not
why would you have these greats in there? You know what I mean? Like, I can't put.
Man, there's a difference between Mount Rushmore and Hall of Fame. That's like saying like you got to be Tom Brady to get in the NFL Hall of Fame. Like, no.
But think about the people that are in the NFL Hall of Fame, though, man. Just think about the people that are in there. You got Ray Lewis. These are like great players that did it for a long period of time. You got Troy. You
don't remember Oakland Raiders? Randy Moss. You remember that? Forgot about that. Huh?
I'm talking about their prime was long. Like they had a longevity of great seasons that they put together great numbers. You got Michael Irvin. You got Troy Aikman. You had Barry Sanders. Like these people did great things. Like you can put them all in the same group. You'd be like, okay, these are great athletes. But then you come over to the Basketball Hall of Fame, you got Michael Jordan. And then you got Bill Walton. Like they don't even go together. Then you got who else? I don't feel like Michael Jordan and Yao Ming go in the same sentence.
That's because you're talking about two ends of the spectrum.
That's what I'm saying. But there is no two.
You're talking about the GOAT, and you're talking about he's pretty good.
But I'm just saying, but that's the difference between the NBA and NFL. It's like NFL, you can put all those people together. I could put Tom Brady in the same breath with Barry Sanders. I could put Peyton Manning in the same breath with Walter Payton.
Can you put Joe Montana in the same category as Curtis Martin?
Yes.
No.
Curtis Martin numbers says that. Look at his numbers.
Stop it right now.
Look at his numbers.
Look at his numbers. You're lying right now.
Look at the numbers, man.
No.
Oh man.
You lose, sir. You get nothing.
All right, man. We kind of went over time today, but we're gonna leave it there, man. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode 7. I don't know what I'm gonna call this. We're gonna think of something to name this episode, but make sure y'all
makes the hall.
Nobody gets in the Hall of Fame with me. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Wood Unsafe Space. Look us up on iTunes. Probably upload it up to iTunes right after this. We appreciate everybody that dropped in the live stream. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. My wife and I have a YouTube channel called The Soulmates. Check us out. Link is in the description box. Nick also has a link in the description box for his business. What you got, Nick?
For sure. I buy houses. Going through foreclosure. Got a probate. Got a house you just don't want to fix up. Hit me up. I'll buy from you. 682-231-1280.
All right, Brent, you got anything for us?
Hey man, I just want people to start checking out the Fearless Millennials. Working with my wife on a lot of big projects, starting to go extremely well. Need to
Yes.
start promoting and getting that out there.
Cool, cool. You send me that info. I'll put that in the description as well.
Yes, sir.
But until next week, hopefully we get everybody here. If we don't, hey man, we'll see what happens. So y'all just follow us on social media, and we'll let you guys know if we're gonna do an episode next week. So we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Wow.
Peace.